Good afternoon, everybody. It's day 2 of Hanway Collective Artist Conversations, and today we have the phenomenal Berenice Combe. She's a phenomenal seamstress and fashion designer, and just generally super creative and a fantastic person in general. So I'm so excited for you guys to be able to see her and, well, maybe not see her, see what she does. And hear a little bit more about her process. So, yeah, just wait for her to join us. Very exciting times. Hope you're all keeping very well today. It's not looking too bad outside. Hi, Karen. Morning, Marv. So, yeah, very excited to see what Berenice has to show us today. I'm very excited. Hello, Vivek. Good morning. Oh, Hanway's in here in full force today. I like it. So yeah, to be fair, all of her stuff is on Instagram. She also has an Etsy shop, which is a fantastic place to go and check out. She's got some beautiful reworked vintage silk into kimonos. I have commissioned a beautiful jacket that I'm hoping to talk to her about a little bit today. Jacket is going to be the best jacket in the land. So yeah, super stoked about that, and yeah, just really excited to hear about, you know, a little bit more, because I went to go stalk her Instagram today, and the girl has done a lot, like stuff I didn't even realize, which has always for me been so nice. That fucking word. Which has always been so great, is going back through, here she is, it's going back through these artists' Instagram pages and seeing all the things that they've done. So it's very exciting. I really enjoy it. It's a little stalker action on the side. Not coming across great here, a bit pervy yesterday with my artwork. Anyway, thank God Berenice is here. See what magic she has for us today. Hey, hello, lovely.
Hi.
How are you today?
Too much light. I'm trying to figure out if this is working. Okay.
Yes, it's working. So we start our Hanway Collective week yesterday with me, but we continue with you today. So if we could just have an introduction about you, and then we'll kick off the old artist conversation.
Cool. I'm a little bit scared.
That's okay. You're doing perfectly.
So I'm just trying to hide.
That's okay.
You can see I'm trying to hide. Huh?
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. There's photos of her somewhere on her Instagram account. Just go follow her and find her.
So, well, I'm Berenice. I'm from Spain. And, well, we could say I'm a textile artist, but it looks weird if I say that. It seems weird to me.
Okay.
It's maybe because I consider myself a mix between a designer and an artisan, and not exactly an artist. It's just because of the way that I work, and that, if I'm honest, the thing that I like the most is seeing the things that I do in people.
Yeah.
So it's not that much like the artist thing. It's more like I really like the fact of people using the things that I make.
Yes. And like when because obviously we're a collective of artists, but I was, after seeing what you're able to do with fabric, I couldn't not involve you in somehow. I still don't really know what that will look like in the future for you as part of Hanway, but I'm so, so pleased that you're a part of it, because like you say, you're more like maybe a mix in between a few things, but not an artist. But I think I know you to be so creative in your everyday. I don't, the things you appreciate and, the things that bring you joy are always things that are aesthetically pleasing. You know what I mean? Your detail in your work is so phenomenal that, I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to call you an artist behind your back so you can't hit me in the face.
Okay.
So,
I'm not gonna complain.
so you
It's
said
not about war after all.
when did you decide to move to London and how long have you been here for?
Well, that's weird. I mean, the moment that I decided to do it,
Yeah.
it was 2015 was kind of a weird, bad year for me, and for the things that I was making by then. I had a jewelry brand where we were making 3D printed jewelry, but it wasn't really working as we would like by then. So it was also a little bit of ending that.
Yeah.
So I decided to travel to Ireland to do something called Workaway in the middle of nowhere. And it was a really great experience, but after almost 2-3 months, yeah, something like that, in a really small village with less than 700 people, it was like, I need to see city. I really need it.
Yeah.
So before going back to Spain, I stopped in London. And I really fall in love with London. It was probably the most amazing thing that I saw. It was like everything was here, all the colors, all the people, all the things, all clothing and cars and everything. Art is like everything.
Yeah.
Whatever that you could imagine was here. It was like, well, I didn't know that existed and it was close to people and it was here. So it was kind of, yeah, just in the moment that I saw Camden, just I had to go there.
Yes.
Cannot be anymore in my city.
No.
No. So imagine it's like the first time that people was really dressing like they wanted and no one was even looking at them. Like
Yeah.
it was the first time that I see steampunk people in the street.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I mean, I really love a steampunk. I did a steampunk and no one was looking at them like, oh, what are you doing dressing like that? No, it was, it was completely different to the place where I'm from. So it was, I need to go there. And I did it.
Excellent.
It was weird, but yeah, I did it. Just
Do you
no idea that I was doing or anything. Just I packed my stuff and I just moved.
I feel like you feel kind of similar about London. Do you feel more like a Londoner? Do you feel more comfortable in London than you do in Spain?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I like how you pointed out that nobody looks at you like you really can be all the weirdo that you want to be here, and nobody cares. Like, you're out of their way when they're
Yeah.
walking somewhere, and you can do what you like.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's like you can be yourself and no one actually cares.
Yeah.
It's like for the good and for the bad, but especially for the good.
Yeah.
Because I want to take the good part of that. It's just no one cares. You just enjoy with yourself. Just that's fine.
Yeah. And obviously I know a little bit about the background. Like, what was your introduction into your love of clothing design? Was it something that started when you were really young? Was it something that developed over time, or have you always been obsessed with creating clothes and cute things and amazingness?
It's a little bit. weird because I do have something about clothing, about fabrics, about threads, like from really young. When I was a kid, my grandmother showed me a little bit how to use her sewing machine.
Yeah.
And I used to really love to play that I was a seamstress or things like that. But for some reason that didn't really go through, like other kids after they know that they want to be fashion designer or something like that, and they just go through that. But I think I was meant to be like something more worthy, like like being an architect. That's like being a seamstress is not something that you really, I mean, it's not like that kind of thing that you say and wow, you're a, no, it's just a normal thing. So but if you say, oh, I'm an architect, oh yeah, that's cool, yeah.
Great me.
I mean, at the end kind of the day, if you're happy with it, it's just that, it was like kind of, you're meant to do something more important than just, I don't know, being a seamstress or something like that. But after all, for some reason, what you really like, it always goes through. Yeah. So it's something that I enjoy. I enjoy fabrics. I enjoy using my hands for doing things, like creating things that they are in my head and making them real. So it's there. And I don't think it's gonna disappear at any point.
Yeah, no, I think I can just imagine you being really little, like a teeny little Berenice. You're not very big now, to be fair, bless you. You're not very tall, Christopher. So I can just imagine the little Berenice where you told me about your clothing you made for your dolls and stuff. And I see that you get, I'm very textural. And when we went shopping for the fabric for my coat that I spoke about a bit earlier, I touch everything when I walk in the shop. And finally, I found in Berenice another fabric freak. Like every time we're standing there, she's just holding the fabric, touching it, like just rubbing it gently. And I was like, someone else does this, yay! So yeah, I think it's a love that's so deep in you, it'll never ever leave, because you can see the detail and the effort that you put into each piece, and how you agonize over what is this silk going to become. And in commissioning a couple of pieces from you, the detail and the care that you take in making sure everything is just right is a phenomenal level of patience, lady, and the detail is fantastic. It's really, really awesome. So I'm excited to see how it will evolve with Hanway, because it's a little trickier with you, but we're going to do some cool stuff. We will. And so now, if we move into discussing, obviously, I know that you work alongside creating your stuff. So at what point, sorry, I know a little bit more about Berenice. So I know that she joined the more creative side of her full-time job now. Do you find that it's nice is a horrible word. Do you find it's better to be in a creative space while you're at work 8 hours a day to then come home? Or do you almost feel creatively exhausted by your day job to then come home and create? How do you make that time and dedicate all those hours to what you need to do to get your stuff done?
Being honest, I find it pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tricky to use your creativity into your day job, and then go back to what you want to do and try to press a little bit more that after you have been doing the other thing. It's like putting too much pressure in create
Yeah.
new ideas. Okay, come on, you can do it. You at some point, yeah, it's like your brain is telling you, just let me just put Netflix
Yeah.
and end this. So sometimes, yeah, it's pretty exhausting. But I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah.
You can do it or drop it. Just if it's what you want, you will keep doing it. It's just that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
Get it done.
maybe, just maybe you just need to, the same that you say about my patience doing things. That patience is because I want to see that what I'm doing, it's, I don't want to say perfect because it's not going to be ever perfect, but it's like a pleasure for the senses. So if I see it, maybe it's not perfect, but it brings me some kind of joy.
Yeah.
Like, and when you do stuff, when you are creating something, you also want to have that in the process. And that's part of what you have. So maybe you cannot live from this and you need to have a day job, but you still enjoy that and you know that you will enjoy it. So maybe it takes time. So you need the patience to keep doing it. Even, okay, today I cannot do this because I'm really, really tired because of what I've been doing. But I know that tomorrow or maybe next day, it's going to be there because it's inside me, because it's part of, it's part of, I think that it's in everybody. Some people maybe don't realize, but I think that the creative part is inside everyone. So it's going to be there. And I know that it's that part that maybe not today, but it made me do stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's so I know I'll keep it go. I'll keep going. Doesn't matter if job is hard. I mean, I'm still here. I've been having a lot of different jobs. I had working shifts. I had work in a lot of different things and ways. But at the end, this is the thing that it keeps going there slowly, slowly, slowly. But it keeps going there.
Awesome. And obviously, in going through your Instagram and stalking you quite excessively yesterday and this morning, it's been quite amazing to see all the things that you've done, from the creating the full dolls, and the Lolita kind of, the Lolita art. You have to Google it. Sorry, I don't have any to show you at hand this second. But it's these beautiful like dolls, and these girls look ever so sweet, but they probably would poison you at the drop of a hat. You know, just general darkness wrapped up in stupid people. Very Berenice, really, very Berenice. And how was it how did you come into making these dolls? Because I didn't realize the full extent to which you were doing this. You know, I thought it was just maybe the clothing, but I can see that you built sort of the full thing, right?
Yeah, in some way, everything started with them. So if I'm here doing whatever I'm doing, everything started a little bit with them.
Yeah.
And again, was kind of another travel to Ireland. I don't know why. Ireland breaks I don't know. And after I went to Ireland, I came back to my city, and I was really tired of everything there. And I was tired of what I was studying. I was a little bit sick of everything, and I was looking for some kind of a hobby to do, something to explore my creativity out of what I was studying. Just in case if it's not clear, it was architecture, so it's creative, but it's not amazing. It's technical and boring, and just it wasn't enough. I mean, I can understand that for some people it's great and they find it amazing, but for me it wasn't enough. And at that point I was looking for a hobby to just fill that gap of I want to do something else. And by then I was painting a lot and doing some kind of stuff. I was starting to do small crafts, like finding online things. And I don't know how I ended up seeing a bunch of weird dolls with really big heads, kind of creepy. And they were um, they were based in a doll that they designed, they made in the 70s.
Yeah.
But it was a new production in the Asian world. It's kind of one of those kind of gig things that Japanese especially love.
Okay.
And it was also part of, by then I didn't know, but that Lolita world and a lot of other things that they come after. At the beginning, it was just, I love the doll. I love the idea that you could just open the door and create a new thing with it.
Yeah.
So you just break the doll and you start building it back like a different thing. And that was what I did. I just, okay, I'll get one of those dolls. A little bit expensive. It took me like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm doing this, but yeah, I did. I don't know. It was just, okay, it's just money at the end of the day. Just don't get other stuff. Just get this. Let's try. And it was a complete different world. It was, I started doing meetups with people that they were also collectors. I met really amazing people. Just maybe the kind of people that I would be finding in London.
Yeah.
That kind of people that they were different to the everyday people that I was meeting. And they were exactly what I was looking before.
Yeah.
Just I was looking for them and I didn't know it.
Oh, I'm glad.
And they opened that door to things like the steampunk, the Lolita, and all of that was also growing the thing of making the doll, making the dress for the doll, making things for the doll, and creating like a small world to take pictures of that little small world that I was creating. It's a little bit weird. It sounds weird, but when you are a creative person and you don't really have a big world to change, you just playing a small size.
Yeah.
It was that. It was basically, okay, I can sew for these little bodies. I can make stuff for them. I can create characters and stories through them. And it was really really interesting part of me. I still don't know why I'm not doing it again, but it was really, really fulfilling. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I really didn't understand the extent. I think I just sort of was like, oh, okay, yeah, she used to make them. But then going through them, it was so amazing to see, like you say, the small things that you've created. And they're almost like little miniatures of what you sort of do now, which is really fantastic that they were such a big inspiration and led you to a tribe of people that was more your tribe than the people you were. It's so important. Like, how was that for you, just being around those people?
I don't know. It's in some way I think I found my people. Like, yeah, I think it was what I felt them, and I still think that because of the connection that I still have with some of the people that I met them,
Yeah.
it's you share something that the most of other people don't understand, so it helps to like connect with someone. So you know, it's not like you like something that it's really mainstream and everybody likes and it's normal. It's kind of, you don't go around and say, oh, I'm a doll collector, I have 15 of these things, because it's kind of yeah, but you are kind of an adult. Yeah, I'm an adult, I don't play with them, I mean, I don't do things and, no. It's more like, and if you see a lot of people that they collect them, they are small pieces of art. They are not a thing that you leave also to a doll, is to a kid. You,
Sorry, what were we saying before the internet so horrifically shut you off?
I don't know.
Oh no! Oh, the dolls being pieces of art that are not sort of recognized, so that makes your tribe, you know, there's something that connects you that's a little bit different. But yeah, I'm just going to flip my screen around and show you guys one of the dolls. There she is. So you have an idea of what we're talking about. But yeah, I think it's phenomenal, you know, how I had no idea about you. I feel like I already know and love you, but I have no idea about you. So today it was a really good day to go through all of these things for you. So you also touched a little bit on your 3D jewelry line, which is flipping awesome, by the way. Very, very cool. How was that? Was that a part of, were you guys in a collective that did that together, or was that you and just one other person?
Yeah, it was two people business, we can say.
Okay.
So it had not just the jewelry part, but also an accessories part where I used to make also bags and other things like that.
Yeah.
But mainly it was the 3D printed jewelry.
Mm.
It was really interesting, and it was kind of a way to use all the knowledge from that architectural thing.
See,
So
it came back. Architect.
it always came. Yeah, it always comes back. It's horrible. Yeah. No, it's not true. I think I don't really regret the years that they were quite a lot that I spent studying. It's part of who I am.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. I learned a lot of things, and they also make me think in the way that I do. So it makes me plan stuff in the way that I do it.
Yeah.
So it cannot be that bad.
No. And then if we talk about just up until this point, what has been, if we can say, a highlight or one of your prouder moments so far? What would that be?
I think it's a really difficult thing to choose. I mean, it's not that I'm a person that feels super proud of myself, but at the same time, it's like little victories when someone just dress something, wear something that I made, or yeah, something like that. That's a small little victory, like something jumps inside me, like yeah, we made it. It's a silly thing, but yeah, it's a little bit like that.
No, I don't think that's silly at all. I mean, you make clothing to see people in it. Like, I cannot wait to be in my coat. I don't care if I get
I
it
cannot wait for that either.
I don't care if I get it in July. I might just wear my coat on my hour of exercise. I don't care. But I suppose for me, that's really, it's such a different answer because obviously you design fashion and stuff, and obviously not any other artist has wanted people to wear what they make. So it's very good. Well done. It's on brand with what you do. Very good, Bernie. But yeah, how do you kind of, if I could equate it to like an artist and a project, like obviously I know and love your stuff, so I've, commissioned a coat from you because I believe now it's either, buy something from a proper designer that's been handmade or pre-loved. I don't want to be going to Primani and all that loveliness any longer because clothing can be kind of, not very sustainable. It can be seen as kind of wasteful, but it's also such a phenomenal tool to express yourself. So I think in my older years, I'm more concerned now with the quality of it, like to have an original Combe. I can't wait. And someone that I'm friends with is cool, but I don't know what the coat looks like just at this minute now. I've not seen it yet, but I've been along that process with you and thrown thousands of stupid ideas at you, and you've just smiled and gone, okay, well, we're just gonna do it properly. Like, I appreciate you entertaining me, but how do you kind of seek out projects to be working on alongside your sort of day job? Because I know that you rework some vintage pieces, but how do you seek out these projects, or is it just sort of word of mouth?
Well, I learned something from the past that is basically don't plan too much. So I think that planning too deep what you want to do, it's not always working. I mean, you can have an idea of what you want. That's fine. I think that's all right. I have an idea of what I want, but plans need to be able to change, to adapt. Like 4 months ago, were you thinking about being in this situation? No.
Nope, I really wasn't.
So imagine how many people were thinking, planning things that right now are not working.
Yeah.
But the fact that you plan something to close, to pack, it needs to be like that.
Yeah.
It makes that you are not able to adapt to the last minute changes. And they will happen because shit happens all the time. It can be this, it can be that, it can be any other thing. Like, we need to know that that's gonna happen. So I don't really plan what I'm doing.
Okay.
I know that I want to do this full time, but I'm not really planning in a long-term basis anymore.
Yeah.
So right now, today, like I think it's 12th. Yeah.
Yeah.
May 2020. Today, I want to do some kind of things. And basically, right now, I want to keep doing my rework things.
Yeah.
Because in some way, I really believe that it's a good thing to do. It's sustainable, and it's still having a lot of good materials to use without keep producing things. Also, you can really find amazing fabrics that they are absolutely wow. It's like there is some vintage fabrics that you will never find nowadays. It's like no. So I think that that's something that I like to focus, but I don't think on that as like a closed thing, like this is what it has to be. No, this is one of the things, and if tomorrow I need to change my mind and keep doing, I don't know, more crowns, or maybe millinery, or maybe go back to other kind of thing, if I feel that it's right for me creatively, not just not for the money, but yeah, if it's making me feel good with what I create, just then that's what I have to do.
Good. And then now we've had the little sunshiny moments of people wearing your things. What's been a moment which has been the toughest part of your artistic career and journey so far?
Well, I think that it's difficult to be right now here talking. Can that count?
It definitely can, 100%. I love that we've made it work though, you know? We're seeing you in action, but not seeing you. Because it's also important to remain, you know, authentic. If you were on here being all sparkly and, you know, it wouldn't be you at all. So, no.
Well, I think, being honest, the worst moment would be when I think when I lost some clients. So I was working for doing commissions, and they decided that they didn't need me anymore. So it was kind of, now what?
Yes.
What I'm gonna do now? This, yeah, that's because if you're having regularly someone who is getting your things, because in that moment I wasn't doing it directly for the customer, I was doing it for the shop.
Yeah.
So in that moment it's kind of okay, this is gonna be a regular thing. And in that moment was it was like, okay, and now what I'm doing now. It's not the same when you have a punctual custom thing, and you know that they are just one and one, so you know that they are just like drops. But when it looks like it's gonna be permanent and then it ends, it's like, okay, and now what?
Yeah. That must have been really, really tough, because I suppose it's how a lot of people are sort of feeling at the moment. You know, you have this job to go to, this routine. There's one artist on Art Battle last week, the week before, and she was saying to me how she copes with her OCD is through her artwork, and she was saying 2 years ago she was washing her hands up to 400 times a day. And she'd been given all of this advice, you know, don't social distance, don't wear gloves, don't wear a mask, you know, don't wash your hands all the time. And she said, like, she's obviously gotten much, much better, but you know, there's people that are ill with that type of thing right now. And yeah, just for me, it's like, it's such a scary, scary time that nobody knows anything about. And it felt a little bit like, not obviously as severe, but having that consistency ripped out from underneath you must have been a really horrible feeling. So thank you for sharing those with us. And then just with this beautiful segue into the pandemic, how has this time affected you, and then how has it affected your artwork, your artistic?
Well, there are different ways. I mean, some we'll know that it's exactly that. A lot of uncertainty, and in my case, I feel a little bit anxious, like for everything, because it's that you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what is even happening. It's just like you just have to be at home, and it's a little bit of just put yourself in standby, and you don't know anything. It's just like you can read news, or I'm actually ignoring them. I try not to read as as much as I can. It's just like, no, it's because I found it really stressing. You read, but you don't really know what to do. You don't know what's gonna happen next week. You don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow morning. So it's a little bit of it's a little bit stressful. But apart from that, and not being really able to create as much as everybody could think that, okay, you are 1 month inside your home, you should be able to create, well, absolutely everything. It doesn't work like that. It's like, I'm someone that really, I'm not super social, but I really love to go outside and go to the park, see the people, maybe go to have a coffee, and just the normal stuff really inspire me. So I just go with a notebook and, oh wow, I could do this, and then I go back home and I do it.
Yeah.
The fact that going out, it's not like going out. It's like, okay, you can go to have a walk, but the walk is kind of stressful with people trying to separate to the others, and it's weird. Or you go to do shopping and it's kind of the same, stressful with this, with that, don't touch this. It's not really inspirational, so it doesn't help.
No, definitely not. And then
apart from that, getting stuff, it's not really easy at the moment. So if I have an idea and I don't have the material, it's not possible. I mean, for some people, it's kind of easy to buy material because you can buy, I don't know, paper without knowing, because you know the kind of paper you're buying.
Yeah.
But when you buy fabric, buying online,
scary.
It's no, it's bad. I mean, I did it before, and I'll do it again. And probably I'll see something on eBay saying that it's silk, and I'll fail again, and I will get some nice plastic fabric. But yeah, it's exactly that. It's just you cannot really touch. You cannot really know what you are getting.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit bad. I mean, I like to go to the shop. I like to do this. Know exactly. Okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. Yeah, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Buying online fabrics is like that. and just like this.
Although
You don't know.
the only thing that really, really upsets me about buying fabric in person is that it's really hard to leave the shop without enough fabric to cover the entire world. And it's really dangerous because, like, I bought the lining for the things that I've commissioned with you in South Africa. And I was walking out, I just bought the lining for my jacket, and my aunt looked up at me, and bless her, she's just a little shorter than you, could barely see her over the fabric stand. And she looked over at me and she pulled out the lining that I gave you for my suit. And I just was like, and there were 4 or 5 different variations of that. And I was like, no, I have to leave immediately because I don't know how to sew yet. Like I'm on a journey towards it one day. I'm nowhere near you though, but I'm like, oh, I could be in here all day and it's so dangerous. I don't know how you're not banned because it's like I feel like a junkie when I'm in a fabric store, especially like I just want to touch it all and buy it. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to buy it all.
There is a trick.
Yeah.
There is a trick. You need to know how much you want to spend, like a maximum.
Okay.
And you have never money or card with more money than that. Otherwise, no. Yeah.
Good advice.
That's what I try to do. It's like, okay, I have this amount of money. Oh, but I want, yeah, but you cannot pay it. You need to decide.
I think, yeah, your tough love strategy is good. Guys, get tough with yourselves, okay? And obviously, it's a little bit obvious to me what it is that you're working on now. You know, my jacket and those lovely things in your hands. But what are the things that you're working on during this month of infinite time with creative possibilities everywhere?
Well, I'm trying to do some millinery, especially because I had the material for that.
Okay.
I've been with your code, but the annoying part is that, for example, if I need someone to try something,
yeah,
I cannot continue completely blind about it because it can be a complete mess.
Yes, it has.
Especially because I'm not just using a generic size. I'm doing something in that size for that person. So at that point, it's a little bit tricky. Apart from that, I've been trying to see what I can do with what I have without getting anything else.
That's good. Work with what you're
trying.
And obviously, you and I share a deep, deep love of Alexander McQueen. And this is my absolute favorite part of the conversation is, what would your dream space design commission look like?
Okay, one of them, all of them.
Just we've got 11 minutes left. You tell me what you need to tell me. Fill it up.
If it's a space.
But there's no money, Berenice. There's no government grants. There's no money. Like, you can have whatever you want. Big.
I can just do whatever.
What your dream. You can't kill people, though. Like, you can move them away from you. No killing of the people, okay?
It will be amazing. Big, huge. Not that big and not that huge, but a big atelier with some amazing tables to cut fabric. Yeah. And space for the machines and all the fabrics that someone needs, with all the mannequins that someone needs. Yeah, that would be amazing.
And all the scissors have never cut anything but fabric in their lives, all lined up perfectly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and they are always sharp.
Yeah.
Because no one touches any of them for any other thing. Yes.
Yes, she's going to have a floor where we can all come and visit her, but we won't be allowed on any of the other floors. So I'm just putting that in your dream because I want somewhere to sit, okay? Just letting you know.
Right.
Cool. And then, yeah, just if you can let everyone know how they can contact you, your different websites and that you're on, and how they can get in touch, or purchase your beautiful clothes. Take it away.
Yeah. The website is perfect, but it's not really working well right now. We always have Instagram, you know.
Exactly. And then you also have a shop on Etsy, no? Or have you?
Yeah, right now
Ah,
it's closed
okay.
because, yeah, with the situation right now,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I I cannot really send stuff as I would like.
Yeah.
So I cannot really tell someone I'm gonna send your purchase tomorrow
Hmm.
because around me the post offices that they used to be open, they are closed. So
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't
it's not
really
a good moment.
I wasn't really thinking of the actual pandemic. I'm like, oh, online works. And I'm like, no, it doesn't really work at the moment. Sorry about that. So yeah, guys, so Etsy shop will be fully up and running and her website's awesome. If you have any problems though with it, please go on to her Instagram account. You can DM her, and any way
Yeah.
you want to support. She makes beautiful kimonos, and you won't have a jacket as beautiful as mine because mine is the most beautiful jacket in the land. But of course, she can make something amazing for you if you need it. But yeah, everything on the Hanway Instagram today is featured from Berenice's Instagram account. So yeah, if you've got any questions or any feedback, please let us know. And yeah, just thank you so much for coming on and being the first behind me to be part of the Hanway Week on our little Instagram artist conversations. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this, lady. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks
Thank you.
for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah, cool, man. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.